It is November 8th and I am going to Yosemite National Park for a 4-night, 5-day trip, a fall trip in November. Probably not going to do a lot of hiking. There's going to be some rain, so what I'm thinking of doing is I've got a tent cabin booked in Curry Village, and I will just kind of stay there, chill, enjoy the sights, do a little bit of watercoloring maybe, and perhaps jog around the valley. I've always wanted to jog around the valley. Never really had a chance because I was always got these hikes scheduled and I would always be too exhausted to jog, or we're doing a hike so there's no time to jog. So I'm thinking it's just going to be a nice chill time, relax, enjoy the view, do some jogging, and once I park, just probably not going to move the car at all and just rely on walking and jogging around. We'll see. It's going to be a little bit colder weather. I do have a heated tent cabin, so hopefully it's not going to be too cold. I also brought my own blanket and pillows, and I also have the sleeping quilt, so it's down. I've got a lot of warm clothes. Hopefully everything will be fine. It'll be a little bit different because there's no campfire. You can't cook in the actual area where you're staying at. You have to take everything to a picnicking site nearby, so I'll see what that's like, and just taking it at a slower pace instead of always like the other 3 trips I've gone on, which is always like, here's the schedule, we're gonna do this. I did schedule chill times, of course, on those, but primarily the days were for targeted hikes, and this time I really don't have a hike scheduled, except maybe I want to do Glacier Point, so the 4-mile trail from the valley to Glacier Point, just as my one big hike, because my other option of the Clouds Rest, because last time I went I didn't actually go all the way to like the very, very tip top area because it was a little bit scary, and now I know a little bit more about it. I want to go again, but the Tioga Road, which you need to drive to get to the trailhead, is closed, and I'm not doing the 20-mile round trip hike because that's just suicide at this point. Also, it might rain, so I don't think I want to do that kind of a risky, far from home base sort of hike. So maybe 4-mile trail, which is actually not more than 4 miles, and I think overall it ends up being closer to 10 miles round trip because it's 4.5 miles one direction. So that might be interesting. If not, I have books, I've got watercolor, and I just plan to enjoy the sights there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to ice skate. I wasn't planning on it 100%, but then later on I saw that the rink was supposed to open this Friday, which coincided with the day I leave. That got pushed back to the 22nd. So no more ice skating. Darn it. Maybe another season. I just want to see what it's like staying in the tent cabins. I'm not sure if I'll like it because I like the independence of having my own site, cook there. That's my home base. Not used to having like all these rules about what I can and can't do at the site in terms of cooking and just preparing food. I am, of course, totally 100% use the bear locker. That's there. I get that. But I don't understand why I can't even boil water. But I am planned for that. I've got my backpacking stove. The plan is if I need to boil water to cook some dehydrated food, which I am bringing, what I'll do is I'll pack everything in a backpack and just hike to a picnic area, enjoy my food, and then come back. Which, since I'm not on a time crunch in any sense, like I can always do that. If the lines aren't that bad, I can wait for the food. I am getting a huge discount on the tent cabin because originally I booked the usual fall price, which was like $146 and change plus tax and fees per night. And for 4 nights and that's weekday rate. Weekend, it's costing me more. So it ended up being like close to $600 for my 4-night stay. And then 5 days after I booked, they're like, hey, we're knocking it back to $99 a night, book now. And I was still within my cancellation period. I'd have to pay a $10 fee to cancel the thing, but I would end up saving almost $200. So I called them up and said, hey, like, do I need to cancel and then rebook? Because the room I wanted is still available. Like, I am all good paying the $10 cancellation fee. Like, what can we do? And the lady was very nice, and she said, this was the Yosemite Hospitality. So they're very nice, and they said, we'll do the adjustment. You only have to call this time. You don't have to rebook after you cancel this one. So they fixed the rate. Now I'm paying like $99 a night for weeknights. I'm going to take that money and spend it right back in Yosemite So they'll probably get spent a lot more on food. What I don't want is, you know, always lining up or always eating pizza. So that'll probably be reason why I'll be switching it up with some dehydrated food. So let's see what that's like. If I like it, I might make it like an annual trip just to reconnect with nature instead of always worrying about hikes. Maybe at some point I'll upgrade to snowshoeing and coming a little bit later in the season. But let's just see how I like the cold first. So I'm gonna drive there now. It's gonna take about 7 hours. Check-in's at 5, so I'm not worried. Apparently you gotta wait an hour to check in anyway. So biggest worry today is finding a parking space. Hopefully it's not too crowded. I know things get kind of dicey with parking at Curry Village, so fingers crossed on that I find a parking, and let's get driving. Yosemite. Parking was not an issue at all because I guess it's Monday. There's like plenty of parking space. Well, plenty of parking spaces. And then the picnic area where you can cook near the tent cabins is right over there. So things will work out. I think it's pretty convenient for boiling water. So I'm just gonna find where we check in, and check-in's at 5. I've still got half an hour, so I'm just gonna scope things out. Checked in. That was really fast, actually. They gave me maps and codes for the stuff, parking permit, keys, and I can move my car somewhat close to the tent cabin, so this looks like it'll work out really well. All right, here are the tent cabins. 446, I think. 2, 3, that way somewhere. I'm closer to this side. Okay, I'm not between anything. I don't think I've ever walked around here before. 4, oh boy. Oh, here we go. Nice. 4. Here's 446. Alright, so this is the heated tent cabin. I turned on the light so you could see. There's like a safe, somewhere to store stuff. Got the, is it just me or do these beds seem really small? It's okay, look, there's like a bookshelf, and a chair, and a heater. Oh, and electric plugs, y'all. Electric plugs. Okay, alright, now that I know the door works, let's start moving everything. So with daylight savings time, it's not even 5:30 yet, and it's pitch black. But since there's plenty of parking, I can actually drive to a lot of the places around here for dinner options. I'm probably not going to have to resort to the dehydrated food, so I'm almost done putting all my stuff in. Just got one last load, and then I'm probably gonna decide where I want to have dinner. Alright, so I've got most of the stuff situated, and I did overgame on the blankets a little bit, but when it comes to fall winter camping, I think I'd rather overgame on the blankets than undergame on the blankets. So let me show you around. So starting from the doorway, this is the tent cabin. We've got the 2 twin beds here. Pretty decent size. I mean, they're not the biggest beds ever. I guess I forgot how small twin beds are, but it's, you know, some places sleep. It's elevated from the ground, and the ground is just, looks like painted wood, painted green, so easy to clean. And then every bed comes with a rumple blanket, which is why I've overgamed on blankets, because I have 3 blankets and 1 of me. So I did bring my weighted blanket and my own pillow and my own plushie. Of course. So I'm gonna put some of that stuff back in the car. So the door comes with a latch on the inside, so you can, you know, sort of secure it from the inside. Obviously, if somebody wants to break in, they'll break in. It's not that secure. But the lock on the outside, because the outside's not like a turning doorknob, it's just a chain, a latch, and then it comes with a padlock and the keys that come for the room. So when you're in here, obviously don't leave the lock outside because you might lose track of it. Somebody might lock it by accident or not by accident, and you don't want to be locked in. So I've secured a spot for it. That way I won't lose it when I'm in here. And I've got the umbrella here because it will rain tomorrow. And then towards the center of the room, there's like a little station for you to organize some stuff and the amenities, extra wool blanket. We've got the towels for taking a shower. Also some cups, it looks like. And you are allowed to have water in the room. So I've got a hot water and a cold water that I brought myself. And, oh, that's a plastic bag of just trash bag extra. And then it comes with 2 trash cans. There's a heater. This is a heated cabin. And I haven't tried it out yet, but there's these 2 outlets. So we will see. I mean, I did bring plenty of batteries, just in case. There's this chair that's standard right there. I brought my own table. And then they've got little hooks on the side for your jackets or towels or whatever you want to hang up. And then I'm not sure if those flaps open. I don't think they open from in here. I mean, doesn't look like there's any mechanism to open it with. So I'll check that out tomorrow when it's light outside. Oh, and every bed comes with a little cubby on top for you to put your cell phones or valuables or your keys or something. That way you won't lose it. So that's the grand tour of the room. It's pretty good size. Not too cramped. Much bigger than a tent. Also, I didn't have to set it up or break it down in the dark. Hearing some screaming for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. So there's like screaming outside. Anyway, so that's the tour of the room. Right now I'm gonna go check out what that screaming is outside. It might be a bear. Hopefully not. Very important bear safety. I've got all my food and toiletries secured in the locker outside. And that is where those are staying because you cannot have any food in here at all, even if you cooked it somewhere else. Because I can drive everywhere, I'm just gonna drive, get some dinner, and I might go to the Ahawhnee just to see what the buffet looks like because I can't actually eat there. There's a dress code required, and I did not bring any super nice dresses, so I brought like a reasonable top and skirt, but I don't have any like dress shoes, so I don't think I'm gonna make the dress code. And the little flyer still says reservations limited to Ahawhnee guests only, so that's not me. So I'm gonna grab dinner and then I might go check out what the Ahawhnee buffet looks like and just like live vicariously through them. So yeah, it's still pretty early. I'm gonna go see what the park is like after dark in the fall. It's still not raining yet. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna take advantage of the decent driving conditions while I can and go ahead and drive out to get some dinner. So this is the lodge by the check-in. There's like a fireplace in there. It's open to guests 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. It's actually pretty cool. There's a bunch of rocking chairs outside you can sit on too. So I might come back and hang out here later. There's people inside, just it's kind of a quiet area. There's books and games, and both fireplace chairs were taken. That's okay, it's not super cold. So, okay, that's the Eatery. I don't know if they're open right now. I'll go check it out. Alright, so the dining pavilion is currently closed, I guess. The pizza thing is open till 9. Coffee is open in the mornings. And then the bar looks like it's open till 9. So, maybe I'll go to the bar. Ice cream is currently closed, probably because it's winter. So that is what's available at the village. I don't know if I want pizza. I'm gonna go check out the lodge. Dinner time. I'm excited. Base Camp Eatery, dining area. Oh, this looks so good. Oh yeah! I'm having a meatloaf with a side of things that are bad for me. Mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and a soda. This was like, what is it? So like, all in all, it was like $20-something. But it's pretty nice to eat indoors where there's light and there's like nice tables. Pretty place. I did save a bunch of money on the reservation, so I am going to splurge and eat some nice dinners here. Maybe also lunch. We'll see. All right, so I've had dinner and stopped by the village store to pick up some bread because I forgot bread at my supermarket stop. And now I'm at the Ahawhnee to see what their buffet looks like, and also to see if those super nice fireplaces have fires in them, because we came in the summer, so there's no fires, but very curious to know if they have them now. Yo, they decorated for Christmas. I think it was just jewelry in here in the summer. But now it looks like it's gingerbread people. Oh, that's so cool. I've never seen this before because I've never been here during fall. So for once, I'm glad they put up all the Christmas decorations early. All right, let's go check out inside. This place is so pretty. Oh, yo, the fireplaces are on. Oh, it's so cool. Oh my god, this is so awesome. Oh, the fire smells really nice. Oh, this is great. Oh. This is a gigantic fireplace. Right, that opening is about my height, I think. So, for scale, this is the top of the fireplace. This is how big this fireplace is. It's super cool. This is huge. It's so warm right now. I didn't even realize I was cold until I stood next to it. That was awesome. Place on this side's on too. So this is so pretty. Alright, so I guess just the front ones are on. These ones are not on fire right now. But still very pretty. Oh, check out this Thanksgiving related table. And then there's various rooms, which has like exhibits of stuff. So this is the winter room. And it highlights the winter sports. It's got some photos. It's got people skiing, more skiing and snowshoeing. So it's pretty cool. You can hang out here. I mean, this is a nice hotel. Again, check out the giant fireplace. Every room's got vaulted ceilings. Look at the size of these windows. Alright, so this is the outside of the Ahawhnee. There's the buffet. I didn't want to be a creep and like right next to the window, but it looks like it's just like a really nice dining room. And then there's a buffet station in the back. It is kind of full though. So reservations are still required. I kind of want to go ask. Because yes, there's dress code, but like people aren't wearing like dress suits and ties. It's just like nice slack. I mean, the only thing I'm missing is shoes because I have a nice top. This sweater is pretty nice. There are people in there wearing kind of sweaters similar to this, and I have a skirt and hosiery. I just don't have the shoes because I didn't think I needed to bring dress shoes. So we'll see. I'm gonna go see if I can ask that hostess to see if we're still doing reservations. If there's like any way I can sneak in during the weekday. All right. So update on the dining situation at the Ahawhnee. I talked to the hostess, and what she said was that reservations are recommended for dinner time at the Ahawhnee, and only hotel guests may make reservations. However, everyone else is allowed, I guess, to try walk-on for dinner. So I figure tomorrow might be a good time to do it. There's not that many people in Yosemite generally. And if I go at 5:30 on a Tuesday, I think I'll have a good shot of making it inside. I did check with her about the dress code, and she said for ladies, it's a nice top like a blouse, jeans in good repair, or a skirt. Basically not shorts or pants with holes in it, and no t-shirts. She didn't mention anything about shoes, so I said, hey, if I have all the other pieces but not the shoes necessarily, because I just got the hiking boots and the running shoes, will that be okay? And she didn't say no. So I think if I make a good effort to make the boots look good with my outfit, I think I could make that work, because there's really nowhere for me to buy some dress shoes right now just to go to the Ahawhnee, and I didn't think I needed dress shoes, so we will see. I don't think the shoes are going to be like a huge factor as long as I have shoes, because, you know, from like up top here I can make it dress real nice. It's just the shoes will be boots or running shoes, probably boots. So I might try that tomorrow, because there's not a lot for me to do tomorrow besides anything I can reach by car. So I think I'll go for a jog in the morning, and then I'll think of something. So jog, breakfast, something, Ahawhnee. Maybe I'll go read. Or I could just go hang out at the Ahawhnee as well. They have some really nice fireplaces, so that might be a good thing. I'll find a nice spot to sit down where I'm not getting pelted by rain, and then maybe do some reading or some watercoloring. So right now it's still not raining yet. It was cloudy earlier today, so I don't think there's going to be any stargazing. I'm gonna go try. Maybe my eyes just haven't adjusted yet, because I've been driving around with lamps and lights and this indoor light here. So I might see if I can go stargazing a little bit, but from what I can tell, it's not a whole lot to see because it's cloudy. So might just turn in early so I can go jogging real early tomorrow. Oh, I can map out a spot to jog. I've got Yosemite maps. Probably just some Valley Loop Trail jog, perhaps. I always wanted to do that. It'll be nice and pretty and chilly, and I've got all the rain gear, all the cold gear for running. So that's it for day one, which is not the most exciting day. I didn't have to do a lot of work. My handy dandy trolley thing made moving in here very easy, and I got a really close parking space. When I came back from dinner, I parked in the exact same spot because it was still open, because again, not a whole lot of people here from what I can tell. Excited about just having a nice, relaxed, chill week. Although these walls are really thin, I can super hear people just walking around. They can probably hear me talking right now. So I'm gonna wrap this up so they don't have to listen to me monologue for too much longer, and go out, hang out under the stars a little bit, and then I'll probably map out my run tomorrow and turn in for bed. Trying out the bed right now. It's actually not that bad. You know, now that I'm laying down, it's a little chilly, so I must sort of stack making myself a blanket fort. Blanket fort with my foo-foo fox. Okay. I finished getting ready for bed just in time. The rain just started right after I finished putting the stuff away in the bear locker. Procrastinated a little bit because I took my lock over to the registration desk to see if they can lube it, because it was really hard to close. And I didn't want to like fudge around with it a little bit, so they said they sent a maintenance guy out to come lube the lock, because they didn't have anything on hand to lube it with. So yeah, now it's like a really nice ASMR raindrop on canvas. So hopefully that will be really great white noise to go to bed with. Yeah, so I'm gonna map out where I'm gonna run tomorrow. I'm half thinking I want to hike the waterfalls tomorrow, because all the other times I've hiked Mist Trail, it's been basically pretty dry. Like there's water in the river and everything, and there's like a little bit in the waterfall, but I'm just trying to imagine like how glorious it's gonna look when it rains. So I might do the vernal fall hikes tomorrow instead of jogging. We will see, because hopefully with the rain overnight, maybe the waterfall will be running really hard. So I'll see what it's like tomorrow and debate then. Question of like, it's gonna be a little bit weird trying to make breakfast during the rain though, because I can't actually bring it in here to make it, so I just gotta get rained on while I make it. So we will see. I've got a rain jacket, I've got an umbrella. Maybe I can make that work. I've got iced coffee in the chest, so I don't actually have to cook anything, to go anywhere to cook anything, to have breakfast, so I might do that. And then just bring some nutritional bars with me. Alright, so think about it some more, and then I'll probably go to bed early so I can get up really early. Good morning. It is the second day I'm here. It's the first morning, and it is raining cats and dogs. I'm not sure it stopped raining the entire night. And it was kind of nice because it was like nice background noise. But there's no way I'm making breakfast because I'm just gonna get drenched trying to make breakfast outside. So I think I'm just gonna get up and head to the cafe and get some breakfast there or something. And I'm not sure what the hike. We're jogging. We'll see. I'm just gonna see how bad the rain is. I mean, I like running in the rain, but this sounds pretty intense. Well, it's still raining. It's not as bad as I thought, so I might actually go out for that jog. But there's no dry surface to prepare breakfast, so what I'm doing is just, this is where I'm making breakfast, under here. Super foggy today, and raining. The rain's actually not that bad. I think I can probably run in this. So the goal is maybe a fartlek to Lower Yosemite Falls. I don't think I can actually see any of the falls. Not that the water is necessarily running, but it is so foggy right now. Like you can just see the clouds, the fogs. This is why there were no stars last night at all. It's just cloudy. Right now I'm finishing up my breakfast coffee. Just gonna take a little stroll around the village because I don't think I've ever been here this early. And then I'm probably gonna come back, change, and go running. It really is gorgeous, even when it's raining. I've never seen the parking lot this empty before. Like a bunch of parking spaces. So quiet. Okay, Yosemite Falls is running. It's actually probably stronger than when I came in the summer. It's just really hard to see under all the fog. But the non-stop rain last night probably added to that water. Yeah, I don't know how much I like camping in the rain. It's one thing having a nice dry tent cabin that's raised off the ground and hearing the rain hit my tent roof. It's a whole other thing to be directly on top of moist dirt. Yeah, there's a tent and tarp underneath, but it's gotta be colder. I don't know. It was plenty cold last night. I did end up cracking and turning on the heater, so it was really nice and toasty. So I had a really good night's sleep. Yeah, some of these are just straight up puddles. Like, okay, I guess that's where your car would be parked, but that's a lot of wet. Just basically a pool front campsite. The Lower Pines got some extra stuff that's not in the other ones. That's a whole auditorium and a stage right over there. And then there's these green things. What do you play tetherball on those or something? I'm gonna go investigate what those are. So I saw it back there too. It's not in every site. Is that for your horses or? So I've seen this in a couple of other campsites. I don't actually know what it's for. It's not in every single campsite, and I've never seen it in my campsites before. So looks like you hang something off of it. At first I thought maybe it's for like tetherball, but it's not the right setup. Right, you can't hit a ball around it, it's gonna come off the hook. It doesn't look high enough to hang food bags on. Also, there's like food lockers right there. Right, normally, I think, don't you hang it like 10 feet off or something? 4 feet away from the main branch, 10 feet up. That's not 10 feet. No. So aside from that, the Lower Pines also has an auditorium of some sort. There's like a bleacher seating, rows and rows of seating, and then a stage. So this looks like for bigger sites, maybe for schools or youth groups that come here, which explains all the double sites. So I'm just checking out the Lower Pines because my walk took me here. Yeah, I don't know how I would feel camping in the rain now that I think about it. So there's just a puddle in the middle of the campground. Granted, I don't think anybody's setting up a tent here because it's in the middle of asphalt, but it's just everything is really wet. And it was really nice actually waking up and just being able to stand straight up and not have to like fuss around trying not to get the rest of my tent wet because I have a little bit more real estate to work with inside the tent cabin. And I still have to make sure I dry my shoes when I come in. So I should have brought the mat. I didn't because I thought it was overkill. I should have brought it. Other than that, it's been really nice. It was warm because I turned on the heater and I had my own blanket and then their blanket, and it's just not as noisy as I thought because I didn't get a tent like right next to somebody. I have neighbors, yes, but they're not flush against my tent, so I couldn't really hear them at all once I went to bed. Overall, it's been really nice. So now I'm just taking a walk around. I think I will go for a run because it's actually not raining as bad as I thought it would be. It sounded really bad inside the tent cabin, but now that I'm out here, it's just mist rain. Nothing my rain jacket can't handle. I'm a little bit more afraid of my footing though, because I'm not just running on wet asphalt. It's like mud and puddles. So I'll just have to be careful. Maybe stay to established paths instead of dirt. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up my walk and then go back and get geared up for the jog. Alright, so I think I just saw the very grumpy looking maintenance guy walk by. Well, he probably didn't. Wasn't very excited about getting caught on the rain, but I smell WD-40 on my lock. So, and now it locks a lot easier. So that's great, he fixed it. It was exactly what I needed. Now it actually swivels and actually locks and unlocks properly. So I'm very excited about my front door lock being less finagly now. So thanks, maintenance guy. Sorry you had to come out in the rain. Just back in bed. I'm supposed to go out for a run. This is so nice. Hear the rain. And there's a nice warm bed. I should go out for that run though. Maybe just lounge another 15 minutes. Tent cabin ASMR in the rain. Also, those outlets work, so that's very exciting. This is below Yosemite Falls. The rain has made it roaring back to life. Can't even see Upper Yosemite Falls. It's back there somewhere. jogged in the rain here. It is wet. Alright, so you can sort of see Upper Yosemite Falls, I think. It is a lot stronger than when I came in the summer. You can't really even see the top because it's foggy. It's just, wow, a lot of water. I kind of want to do that hike again just to see the water up close, but I'll think about it. Definitely not today though, because it's wet and slippery, and it was hard enough in the summer when everything was dry. So yeah, I was walking by a meadow that I see every time I come to Yosemite, and I slipped off the side of the paved path a little bit and sprained my right ankle. And now I'm walking the rest of the trail home. Done so many hikes in Yosemite, never had a problem, and on a jog, not even the running part, I was on a walk part of the run walk, and I slipped and sprained my ankle in Yosemite. Oh, sucks. At least it's not bad. You know, there's always like the moment when you're falling down, you're like, oh no, this could be real bad, this could be real bad. And it's just a sprain, thankfully, and it's not a bad sprain. Alright, so I am back at my tent cabin. I just made lunch, which is just this Caesar salad that I bought at the Safeway before I got here. And I came up to my tent cabin, and somebody had opened my bear locker and didn't shut it all the way. So I was nothing stolen. I'm just mad. I always make sure I lock this thing, so I'm 100% sure I closed it all the way and made sure the latch actually caught. But no, somebody opened my bear locker, and then just the door was closed, but it wasn't latched, so I'm kind of really mad about that. Nothing looks missing. I mean, it's probably just somebody like messing around, but I didn't appreciate that they didn't have the decency to close it all the way back up. So looks like I am gonna have to put the lock on it, which is kind of a bummer because it's a pain in the butt, like opening and unlocking the lock. There's like rocks right in the way, and I already sprained my ankle, so the ankle's a lot better now. But I'm just kind of disturbed if somebody would actually go look into the locker, for one, and then two, not even shut it all the way. So the rain's not terrible right now. I'm going to see if I can eat this real quick without having to dive for shelter, because I can't eat this inside. And then we'll see how the ankle is and plan from there. But right now it's like everything's like a muddy mess, and I kind of want to go take a shower, but then the walk to the shower is super muddy unless I go all the way around. So, well, food first, decisions later. Nobody here right now, so this is the shower at Curry Village. And there's like an inside section, and then it's like part where you shower, partition, and then the part where you can hang stuff up so it doesn't get wet. There's the bathrooms and the other things on the other side. And lockers where you can have keys and outlets. So if you need to blow dry your hair, which I do, because otherwise it would just turn into a popsicle. That's where you put the dirty towels. So yeah, I need a shower after falling on my run today, and I'm frozen in a popsicle. But here's the facility. It's pretty nice. This is only for guests. In the summer, I think back before COVID, you can pay $5 and then you can quote unquote use the pool, but really just use the shower. But right now it's only for guests. I'm just in the tent cabin chilling right now, and I want to mention that every penny extra I paid for the heated cabin is worth it. It's livable without the heater. It's so much better with the heater, because when you're out and about doing stuff, it's not as cold. But when you get into the cabin and you relax and you lie down and you're just trying to chill for a bit, the chill will set in November. So I've had this thing cranked on since I got back from my morning run, and it's been lovely. And last night it was also great. I didn't have to make a whole pile of blankets, so it was really nice having the heat. So it worked out to be an extra $20 plus tax and fees per night. So it was like probably close to another $100 overall. Absolutely worth it. I would pay it again because unheated, I don't. It wouldn't be as comfortable. And for a chill trip in November, where I can go outside, it'll be a little cold, like having some toasty place to come back to is really nice. I'm trying not to leave it on when I'm leaving. So what I did was when I ran out this morning, I turned it off, and then when I came back it was super cold, so I turned it back on, went to take a shower, and came back, and it was perfect in here. So that's great. That way I don't have to like wear the bulky jacket the whole way, and even when you're wearing jackets, like your hands get cold. It's just not the same. So this is really nice. Yeah, absolutely. Would pay again for a heated tent cabin. Tent cabin update. I figured out how to use the windows. That's what I was afraid to break it, but then after I saw what it was on the outside, eventually figured out that's actually how you adjust it. So you can do that on both sides. It'll open. It's raining outside, so I'm not going to open it all the way. So I've got a makeshift drying station over the heater. Even the dirty laundry I'm putting up to dry a little bit because I don't really want to put it in a bag and wait until Friday, and then it's kind of a moldy mess. So it's nice having the heater, and it's nice having extra guy line so I can tie it up and make a little clothesline. Alright, so I am checking out where the figure skating, ice skating rink would be if it had been open, and it was not where I thought it was going to be. It was like a little bit off to the side, but I found where it is. That's the ice skating rink if it were open, but it's not. Oh, this would have been so much fun skating here. All right, so that's the whole rink. And then I guess they'd have some more stuff set up here. Obviously, absolutely not ready. All right, the little tubes are in there, but they haven't started freezing anything, which they probably don't want to in a storm because you get a lot of debris. And so you'd be skating, and then you get some amazing views. There's no water whatsoever. It's so, I really wish I could have skated here. Maybe next season I'll come back when it gets a little colder. I can skate and enjoy the view. I'm not sure what that is over there. My goodness, you can actually see a little bit of waterfall. Just a little tiny bit. It might not even be a waterfall, just water coming off a mountain, but still cool. So now what I'm going to do is go back, get ready, get dressed to go to the Ahawhnee to see if I can have the buffet dinner there. I'm actually a little bit hungry right now, so I'm hoping that I get my money's worth of meal. One good thing about coming here in the fall when there's less people is that I can really get a lot of shots without people in the way. So I'm kind of looking around, seeing if there's good shots. Ooh, try not to turn my ankle again. Alright, so this is the outfit for the dinner. I've got a nice blouse, and then just a skirt, and then tights, and then also boots, because I don't have dress shoes. This was kind of just like a last minute decision to bring. The skirt I was always going to bring because it's pretty comfy and stretchy, but the top is like not really, for hiking or anything. just gonna fix this tie thingy-mabobber. So yeah, hopefully that works out. I get in. It is 4:48 right now, so I'm just checking my hair. I don't know what I'm gonna wear over this though, because the only other thing I'm thinking that's like dressy, I don't have a dressy jacket. That's the problem. So I can bring the Fjordhaven jacket and then just take it off when I get in, because probably not gonna need to wear the jacket when I'm inside eating. But man, I really love this top. This is a Reformation top. I like the ruffles and the little shoulder detail and the ruffles here. I'm excited. All right, I've also finished bandaging up my ankle. See, bandage up the ankle. Should be pretty okay. And then those are my lovely shoes that I'm gonna wear to dinner. All right, so I think I'm ready to go. Okay, I was on my way to dinner and I just had to film this. The meadow's gone full Silent Hill. Right, so I just drove around for 20 minutes looking for a parking space at the Ahawhnee, and I guess everyone had the same idea of showing up around 5:30 for dinner. And finally, some couple left, and I finally got a parking space. So I am very excited because I was on my 6th or 7th or 8th lap around the hotel looking for a parking space, and I finally found one. Now let's hope I have similar luck getting in for dinner. So big bummer, they don't have any availability today for the Ahawhnee for the buffet dinner. I'm starting to think maybe I should just come for a different meal. What I might do is come back for breakfast or maybe lunch. Alright, so I was just standing by the dining room looking at the breakfast menu because I thought maybe I was going to get breakfast tomorrow, and he literally just gave somebody a walk-in table for 7:30. And yeah, well, he did ask them like if they're staying at the hotel first, so I guess even for walk-ins they're prioritizing the hotel guests first, so I get it. I'm just kind of bummed out. I guess maybe at some point I'm gonna stay at this hotel and then I can eat here. I don't know. I guess what else? Something else to eat. The option is just to get food at the bar. So I'm gonna go check out the menu. Oh wow, they have a lot. Okay, so I might eat here instead. Close enough. So yeah, I looked at the menu and decided it's probably more cost effective for food I actually like if I just go back to the base camp eatery. That's where I'm going to now. It just seems like kind of a bummer because I spent 20 minutes looking for a parking space, finally got one, and then got inside, and then they wouldn't give me a table, and then they literally minutes after that they gave somebody else a table at 7:30, and I'm like, come on. Yeah, I get that they said that they were staying at the hotel, but it doesn't feel good. Day 2's dinner, so unfortunately don't have the Ahawhnee buffet, but this is still pretty good. I got the fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese, and a soda, barbecue sauce. So let's dig in. Alright, so after dinner I went to the Curry Village guest lounge and hung out there for a little bit. I didn't stay for too long because they didn't have the fire going on. So after a while I was like, I might as well just go read in my own cabin. It's even warmer in my own cabin and I have a comfy bed to sit on. So I walked out and looked up to the sky and I could see stars. So then, change of plans, I decided to take a walk to the meadow nearby to see if I could get some stargazing in that I didn't get to do last night because it was super cloudy. There was still fog going on, but you could see some stars out, and after my eyes adjusted I saw some more. So I stayed there for a little while, and then I saw a shooting star, so I made a wish. Might do some more stargazing tomorrow, like if the weather's good. And what I'll do is I'll pack my chair and a beverage and just go out there and hang out a little longer, because this time it was kind of an impromptu stargazing trip, so I didn't have a chair and I just stood there and my ankle started throbbing a little bit. So it was colder and my ankle didn't feel that great, so I decided to come back inside. But yes, I'm glad I got to see some stars. Now, as for tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna do for tomorrow. I'm still debating if I want to actually go back to the Ahawhnee. I'm still feeling a little bit salty about what happened at dinner. That they bold-faced told me that there's no walk-in availability, and then they're still like 5 minutes later gave somebody else a reservation for 7:30, and I don't know, that kind of still felt like that wasn't that awesome. Like, I don't know what it is. They didn't even ask me if I stayed at the hotel, so I don't know if they just looked at me and just assumed like, ah, well, we don't want her there for whatever reason. Like, maybe I wasn't dressed up nicely enough. I thought I had a pretty nice blouse and nice skirt. I don't know if I want to give them my money. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy for today, and I'll make decisions about tomorrow. Alright, it is my second morning here, and I woke up, tried to stand on the ankle. It's definitely stiffer than yesterday, so hiking anything is out of the question. Actually, probably walking anywhere major is kind of out of the question, so today's gonna be purely car tour day. Well, let's just see how it is, because it doesn't like hurt too bad. It's just clearly stiff when I try to put weight on it, so I'm gonna be limping around today, which is sad because it finally stopped raining. Darn. Good morning, Yosemite. It's clearing up today. There's still some clouds, but no longer foggy. So I'm just on my way to go eat at the Meadow Grill. Let's see what they have. Kind of don't want to go too far today until I figure out how bad the ankle is. I'm obviously still walking around, so I'm ambulatory, and it's not terrible pain, but kind of wish it'd get better tomorrow because I really want to do a hike now that it's clearing up. So today's just going to be like chill. Maybe I'll drive around, take some more pictures, and ooh, wow. That is Upper Yosemite Falls. That's gorgeous. I couldn't see this at all yesterday because it was so foggy, but you could see how much water there is. This is much bigger than in the summer. So maybe I'll at least drive by the Yosemite Falls view trail to see. That way I can see like Upper and Lower Yosemite Falls at the same time, because it looks amazing with so much water. Breakfast by the fire. Not as impressive breakfast today, but breakfast sandwich, coffee, ketchup. Yeah, in this lodge dining room. And there's a bear. Ooh, it's a coffee corner. Wait, I already have coffee. It's fine. Okay, dig in. Okay. Attempt 2. Artistic licenses were had about the colors. Yeah, I still had fun. Although, R.I.P. my white. The white in every watercolor set always dies first. They should just sell the whites by itself. Oh boy, I gotta clean that up before it dries. I mean, it's not terrible, it's just not great. I'll show you. So this was attempt 1. I gave up in the middle. Although I think the background color was more accurate. I think I went a little too yellow on this. Yeah, it's okay. There's no Control Z, or I can't adjust the colors. I don't know. Just another casualty of art. I got some blue watercolor on my jacket, and it's just, most of it came off, just some of it didn't. Like this bit right here, that blue is not budging at all. The other stuff is just the water that I try to get it off with. So I guess I have a bespoke down jacket now. I mean, I don't really mind it if it's just gonna get dirty when I hike anyway, but it was shocking. I couldn't even keep watercolor off my jacket. Oh well. Alright, so since I can't boil water at my tent site or in Curry Village, I have gone to one of the picnic areas where you can boil water. So I've got my setup. Just boiling some water. Gonna make some lunch. Today, I'm gonna try the beef stroganoff, which I've had before. It's pretty good. So, boiling some water, and then we've got a soda, and then the warm water container thing. I'm gonna boil some more water while I wait for my food to cook, so I can have some hot water tonight. Yep. Barely found a parking spot. There's the picnic area, and I figured this would be a good place to set up because of the view. It's a really beautiful place to have lunch. And then of course there's the deer having their lunch. I'm just set up here so I can boil some water and make some lunch, and noticed people were taking pictures. Just a bunch of deers just grazing, chilling. They're also having lunch, I guess. Alright, so I ran out of gas and I didn't realize until I went to check how it's going. So we're gonna put out the big boy. It's like everywhere I look is a new pretty angle of something. All the colors. So many cute colors and patterns. And this place has no right to be so pretty. I was just enjoying the view. I turned back around. The two deer have gotten closer, and I'm not sure if I like that. They're not too close. Maybe 50 feet away. Still too close for my taste. And stay over there. Look pretty. Okay. Now a crow has appeared. The crows here are gigantic. Actually, probably crows are all this big. I just usually don't see them this close. Look at that, it's a crow and a deer. It's a Disney movie in the making! Or something. I'm sure someone could come up with a plot for this. I just have two deers and a crow. And whatever this guy is. Just the cast of the new Disney movie. Burbs plus deer. Alright, so this one's definitely gotten closer. Maybe 40 feet away. Not really worried about the one on the left. The one on the right keeps looking up like he's nervous about something. Yeah, it's kind of nice just having time to chill out and enjoy the view and not rush to get to any hikes. Right now I can't do any hikes anyway because I sprained my ankle yesterday, so I'm just trying to keep off of it. So it's just driving and sitting today. Alright, so I'm doing a taste test of Heather's Choice smoked sockeye salmon chowder. Now this is the most expensive dehydrated food I've ever gotten. I think it was like 15 bucks. Maybe it was $12.95. It's definitely several dollars more than the other ones. So I thought I'd try it out. It says it's salmon, potatoes, carrots, celery, and spices, no dairy. Smells smoked. It's got salmon bits. Actually looks kind of like potato something. So we will see what that tastes like. Stir it. This took 20 minutes plus a minute for every 1,000 feet you're over above sea level. So I let this stew for like about half an hour. See, Reminds me of mashed potatoes. It's like stew, but not creamy, probably because they just use the potato base. I mean, I guess it's different because it's not pasta. Okay, even at a half an hour, some bits of it still feels like it could hydrate more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm that excited about it. Like, one, it takes forever. A half hour is a lot of time to make something. I mean, the recommended time is 20 minutes, so it's already kind of double what the other base things were. On the other hand, I appreciate the fact that there's distinguishable bits of food, right? Because you can actually see there's actual carrot bits. So it's a good change of pace from the standard pasta and the chili. I just don't know, for that price point, it's not super convenient. I guess the extra 10 minutes when you're camping and backpacking really isn't an issue. I mean, it's not bland, it's just kind of not what I'd want in a soup, so maybe this is for you. It did cook up to very food-like levels of foodness. And again, there's bits that actually look like carrots, but it looks like it still could use with a bit more hydrating. Maybe 40 minutes would have helped. I don't know. At some point, the thing would just start cooling back down. So I can't leave it for that long. I don't know if I'd buy this again. I'm curious enough to try the other recipes because I am kind of getting sick of all the pasta for the dehydrated food. So I'm not opposed to branching out. It's just I'm not super excited about this one, and it was quite expensive. You betcha, but I'm still gonna eat this though because I made it already. I'm gonna eat it. Okay, so I've been to this park 3 times before this, and I never knew this was a separate viewing area for the upper and lower Yosemite Falls. This is pretty cool. It's just like a random parking lot on the loop back to Curry Village, and the waterfall's majestic. Super cool. So this is apparently called Cook's Meadow, and you get a great view of the waterfalls from here. And then down here there's like a little paved walking area. You can take it easy, just enjoy being in the meadow without stomping all over the meadow. It's a great view of everything. There's the parking lot. This is just a lot off of the loop back to Curry Village. So I wasn't planning on this stop, it just happened to be here. Here's the waterfalls again. And then they have a informational sign. That's how I found out this was Cook's Meadow. Apparently there was a thing called Cook's Hotel. Alright, we'll keep walking. Alright, so part of the path, there's a little paved walkway over the meadow. We can get more views of the waterfall again. Oh, there's another walk bridge? Wait, have I been to that bridge before? Is that just the swimming area that I've been to before? I think that might be it. That makes sense. It's just I haven't really walked through here before because it's not part of some giant trail. Looks like there's these markers for some scenic route because they're not mile markers, they're too close together. But it looks like there's points of interest. This is like number 7 or something. Alright, back on the paved path. Okay, I think I know where I'm at. This is just close to the lodge. Ooh, what's that? Yeah. So, even though it's my 4th time at the park, still finding new stuff. Alright, here's yet again another view of Half Dome. We never get tired of Half Dome, don't we? Zoom. We zoom in. Alright, that's a pretty good shot. Oh, that guy was right. Somebody saw me painting this morning, and he's like, "You gotta come back at sunset, and then it'll be pink." So, Yeah, it definitely does look warmer. This actually looked closer to my drawing than my actual drawing, so I guess maybe my colors weren't that off. Depends on the time of day, I guess. Oh, look at that house. I wonder if anybody lives there. Probably some private residence. I just don't want to go bumbling in there, but I don't think I've ever noticed that before. All right, I have not been to this bridge before. So this is a new bridge I haven't crossed in Yosemite. I thought I knew where I was, but I think this is actually more upstream from the one I was thinking of. And oh wow, look at that. That's an amazing bridge. So pretty. Now I think I know I'm at. I've actually biked this part before. There's the chapel over there. So I'm just on a side trail that I haven't been on before. And now I know that there are stairs. So don't take your bike through there unless you're ready to lift your bike. Which if you're using one of the rentals, probably don't want to lift that bike. So I'm gonna see if this loops back to where I parked my car. I think maybe. We'll see. Using a lot of light, but it's like a little layer of fog. Super foggy. It's super foggy. Good morning. It's day 4 at Yosemite's. I'm having breakfast in front of my tent cabin. I'm debating whether or not today I want to do the hike to Glacier Point. It's the 4-mile trail, which is actually like 4.8 miles each direction, up and downhill. I don't know if it's good for my ankle. The ankle still feels a little bit off, but overall it feels pretty good. I'm thinking I want to at least go up partway the 4-mile trail just to see it, maybe just to the gate, and then like leave the more dicey terrain for maybe another trip here in the fall. But it does look like the weather is cooperating. It's sunny, not any chance of rain that I can tell, as the sky is just blue. We'll see. I'm just going to digest my breakfast. I did pack a sandwich just in case, and then if I change my mind I'll just have the sandwich later or something. So yeah, that's the current plan. Still deciding whether or not I want to do the hike. All right, so I am getting ready to do the 4-mile trail. Probably not going to make it all the way up today because I started like way too late. It's had too easy of a morning. Plan is to go part way up, and then there's like a viewpoint to stop at that is marked on the map, so I'll probably stop there and then just turn around and come back, because that'll still at least give me the great views without having to go all the way to the top. And the top of Glacial Point is like not that huge of a deal anyway, just because it's like I've been there so many times that I've just driven there, so because I don't really want to hike down in the dark. So the goal is either get to the point turn around, come back, or maybe hike until 3:30 and then turn around and come back. That way I have 2 hours to hike down. All right, so change of plans. I'm not doing the 4-mile trail hike today. So what happened was I drove out there and the main parking lot was full. The secondary parking lot was full, and the third parking lot after that was also full. Because it's a whole loop to get out there, I don't really want to keep trying that parking lot until it clears up. Even then, if I start the hike later in the day, I might not make it significantly far before the sun sets. The other option would be to walk to the trailhead, but that's another 2-mile in addition to whatever I do hike of the 4-mile trail. So that's kind of a bummer. I should have just started earlier in the day, but I just kind of procrastinated. I did all the hangout, like relaxing stuff yesterday because my ankle needed time to recover. So yeah, I'm out of ideas on what to do for a hangout except reading a book. But for now, I guess what I'll do is go to Deegan's Cafe and have some lunch because it's about lunchtime. There's nothing for me to do right now that I can think of doing. So I'll sort out the lunch and then see if there's any short afternoon activities I can do before sunsets at 5. Because once the sun sets, it's really hard to get around. Right now, I'm fully packed for a hike, but I don't need 90% of that stuff now that I'm just walking around the valley floor. So I might go back, have some lunch, go back to my tent cabin, regroup, pack a more appropriate pack for drive exploration / walk around the valley floor, and just pretty much stick to home base. And then tomorrow morning, what I'll do is pack up the car, and before I leave, I will try to do the Vernal Falls Trail, which is a trail that I've done before on its own and also as part of the Nevada Falls trail hike. I might do that today. I don't know. Let's see, but what I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do is I don't really want to do the 4-mile trail hike tomorrow morning because I don't want to be super tired before I have to drive back home. So, all right, let's go get some lunch. All right, so for lunch, I've got pepperoni pizza, minestrone soup, soda, also some salsa in case the pizza needs more flavor. Okay, let's dig in. So at the cafe, they've decorated for Christmas already. It's a pretty cute Christmas tree. Okay, so since I'm not doing the 4-mile hike, I thought I'd check around Yosemite Village. So the Village Center buildings looks like they're all kind of closed, but they have outdoor information. So I'm going to take this walk and see what they have on display. Okay, so looks like it's the post office. It is a real U.S. post office with the actual box. Oh, Post Office, Yosemite, California. Very picturesque. All right. It's a visitor center. And then there's okay, so here's the Wilderness Center. It's closed. I guess they have some exhibits on the inside. And here's the Ansel Adams Gallery. There's like photographs. It's like a photography exhibit. Very cool. I guess you get some posts. It's here. Alright. Oh, I guess people just got married here. It's a nice seating area. Visitor Center and Theater, it is closed. This is also where you can get your passport stamped if you have one of those national parks passports. Oh, looks like you can also order hatches and merchandise. Oh, so there's like passport and stickers, half-dome hiking medallion, puzzles. A lot of great stuff. Okay, so I'm continuing my walk here in the Valley Center. Here's the museum. It is not open, I don't think. Yeah, it's got a closed sign on top of it. There's this big tree slice. Oh, I like how it's got the rings marked from starting from when it was a baby, AD 923. So this is like over, it's gotta be like, well, I don't know when they cut it down, but it's like around ballpark 1,000 years old. 16. It's marking like the events, like landing at Columbus. I don't know how you can read it. There's the landing of the Pilgrims. And all the way up to 1890 Yosemite National Park. Oh, that's when they cut it down. Okay, so this thing didn't quite make it to 1,000 years old. Basically use this as a base of a bed. It's huge. Just to show you scale. So I'm at the center right now. And this thing's not mounted off the ground that far, but it is huge. So that's pretty cool. I got to see that. Oh, here's where the museum would have been if it was open. It's not. So I think that ends the Valley Center walk. I am now approaching the Yosemite Cemetery. Yosemite Cemetery. I want to do like a whole lot of filming in here because it always feels a little bit weird. There's graves of people that were here towards the early part of Yosemite as a national park, and before that. Also, probably just people that have died here. There's some graves over there that aren't marked like those wood ones over there. I think one just says a boy and another one says Frenchman. And then there's also graves for people that were instrumental to the development of Yosemite as a national park. That's here as well. Those usually have much more well-marked graves that are more monument-like. I didn't even know there was a cemetery until the first time we got here and we saw a sign that said, oh, Yosemite Cemetery this way. We're like, what cemetery? James Lanham, a native of Virginia, pioneer settler of Yosemite, died May 22nd, 1875, age 58. Wow. That's young. Galen Clark. I saw a Yosemite Facebook post about Galen Clark. He's, again, one of those people that are instrumental to the development of this park. Gertrude Hutchings, daughter of Yosemite, born 1867, 1956, died. Okay, she was older, yeah. James Mason Hutchings, pioneer patriot. They must be related. I like how they marked off the path so you're not going to accidentally step on anybody's grave. Alright, came back out of the cemetery. Continue the foot and bike path. There's more of these buildings that people live in. There's another building marked Nature Bridge. I guess they do a lot of programming in here. And then this is the library. Mariposa County Library, Yosemite branch. Also part of the Girls Club. I don't think the library is open in a sense where you can actually go inside. Apparently you can request books and pick up during open hours. So library is open 11 to 5. It should be, it's 1:23 right now. It should be open. Right, and then they have books you can drop off and take and leave a donation to the library. Suggested donation $1 a book. Let's see. Oh, somebody like mysteries. So I'm always a big fan of books. Maybe I think I'm gonna browse a little bit. Alright, so continuing the walk here. That just goes towards the Yosemite Falls and the Yosemite Lodge. And I've kind of been there already. I went for a jog. What I'm gonna do now is head back to my car and regroup. It's like 1:30. It's almost 2 o'clock now, so it's a little bit too late to start the hike. Well, I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence. I kind of really do want to do the hike. Oh, so here's a good map on the drive situation. This is where I wanted to park today to do the 4-mile trailhead. That was kind of where I wanted to hike to. I'm over here, so what I had to do today was like drive basically all the way around here and then come back. Like the closest parking, so that parking was full, that parking was full, that parking was full. I guess what I could also do is I could park it here, and then this is a shorter walk at least. It is 2:01 right now. I'm a mile away from the 4-mile trailhead. So what I'll do is, now that I've secured a parking spot near Cook's Meadow, what I'm going to do is I'll do the 1-mile walk to the trailhead, poke around. I don't know if I'll get to that Union Point that I wanted to get to, but I at least want to do some of that trail. I'm not going to risk getting stuck out there in the dark too much. If I see a sketchy part, I'm going to turn around, because what I don't want to do is go hiking around in the dark in a trail I've never gone down before. So I'm just only going to go up, and I'm definitely going to turn around by 3 o'clock. Or if I see kind of like parts that I'm not going to feel good about hiking down, I'll turn around earlier than that. We will see. The sun sets pretty early, and it's going to take me an extra 20 minutes just to walk to the trailhead. But I did want to do a hike since I already have my backpack all packed up, and I've already had lunch. That's all situated. I still have a sandwich if I get hungry up there, although I don't think this hike's going to last long enough for me to get that hungry. So let's go. Made it to the beginning of the 4-mile trail to Glacier Point. Not gonna go all the way up today. It's a little too late in the day, but I'll go ahead and go this way. I guess the first part is paved, not too much grade. So yeah, I talked to 2 hikers that were just starting the hike today, and they asked how to get to Sentinel Dome, and I told them you can get to Sentinel Dome from Glacier Point, but I wouldn't recommend today because it's an awful hike. And there's no way that I told them there was no way they're going to make it down before dark. So hopefully they turn around at some point. I told them I'm only going part way because I knew I wasn't going to make it down before dark if I try to go all the way to Glacier Point. They seemed disappointed because the road you could normally drive up is closed. So I suggested Vernal Falls and Nevada Falls, but they'd already hiked that too. So yeah. Okay, so it's 3 miles to Union Point. I don't know if I'll make it there. But, alright, dangerous to stray from trail. Horse not permitted. Without guide. Okay. Well, let's keep going. About 3 o'clock right now. I just passed the viewpoint for Yosemite Falls. It's hotter than I thought it would be. I guess it is supposed to be warmer today, but I thought because I'd be climbing up a little bit that it would be cooler. Though I guess I haven't done that much climbing yet, so right now still going on the trail. It's the trail's kind of messy. It was paved, but it's definitely on the messier side. Boulders in the way. I have to duck under a tree. Although I haven't gotten to the cliffy parts yet. This part's still essentially survivable falls if I do fall, but trail's pretty wide. Even with the debris, it's easy to navigate. Oh, so there's a water source on the 4-mile trail. I don't think I'm gonna run out of water, but I did bring a filter, so good to know. Union Point. I think this is where I'm going to turn around because the sun is definitely setting now, and it is well past the turnaround point I said I was going to turn around on, so I think I'm going to stop pushing my luck and just go here. Okay, so this is the turnoff for Union Point. It looks like it's 200 feet, so another 1.6 miles to Glacier Point, 2.2 to Sentinel Dome. Not today, so I'm gonna go check out Union Point here. That's in 220 feet. The colors are amazing because it's sunset. So the reason I didn't turn around at 3 like I said was that the whole way here the trail is actually pretty safe. Safe as in the footing's not bad, the path is pretty wide, and there's really no way you could get lost if you don't lose your footing. So I'm pretty comfortable going down, even with a headlamp. And I really wanted to get to this point here. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is Union Point, I think. Amazing. Once again, Half Dome, everybody. Half Dome. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if this is like a little loop-de-loop. Oh, wow, check this out. Check this out real quick here. Cool. Wow. Wow, this is gorgeous at sunset. So I guess the firefall is, you can't see it from here, but that's kind of like the sun effect onto the waterfall. That's why there's firefall. And then towards this way, there's Yosemite Fall. Just gonna stop and take a couple of photos before I keep going here. Right, continuing along here. Looks like there's like a little point. I'm just being very careful with my footing here. I'm glad I got here before sunset, officially. There's still enough light to see. Oh, here is Union Point, I guess. Where's the little fence? So you could see that. Wow. All right, so this was the Union Point lookup point. Ooh, here, USGS survey marker. Bureau of Land Management, I think. And you can kind of, ooh, spider web. You can kind of see Half Dome. Not really. I'll probably get a better view on the way back if the sun's still up. Yosemite Falls, Half Dome, and I think they call this reverse tunnel view, kind of, but they're kind of, well, that tree's in the way. All right, so that is Union Point. I'm gonna start heading back because the sun is definitely setting and it's gonna get dark real fast now that the sun's gone down the horizon of the valley. So turn around and go back. All right, so this is why you always carry a headlamp on a hike. This is 900 lumens of light, no flashlight. 300 lumens, 600 lumens, 900 lumens, no light. So plan carefully, kids. Always bring a headlamp to a hike. Ooh, made it. Basically last car in the lot. Time to go grab dinner. I'm back at Base Camp Eatery and I got the meatloaf again, mac and cheese, potatoes, soda, barbecue sauce. Yep, same meal. Looks like they have the same menu the whole week. And day 4, so I gotta recycle. Good morning from Yosemite. It is about 8 o'clock in the morning on day 5. It's my last day here. And I'm just on my way to breakfast. The parking lot is a lot fuller today. Overall, I guess Friday is a lot busier for Yosemite. Also, yesterday was a state holiday, so there's a lot of people here starting their weekend off early as well. The place got a lot busier. It was somewhat noisier, but it still wasn't that bad. I woke up earlier this morning just because I could really hear people walking around talking. It wasn't super noisy, but it was noisy enough it woke me up. Versus kind of the rest of the week was really quiet generally. I mean, yes, you could definitely hear people walking around talking, but it wasn't really that loud. So yeah, I'm just enjoying my last day here. Oh wow, there's a line to the cafe. Oh man, I better walk faster so I can get breakfast. I am hungry. All right, I just finished having breakfast, and of the 2 things I've eaten at the Meadow Grill for breakfast, the sausage breakfast burrito is definitely better than the biscuit. For me, like, the biscuit was like way too big and it was kind of dry and crumbly. So like the breakfast burrito, that was really yummy. And then I've had my coffee. So now I'm ready to tackle the task of loading the car. And then after I load the car, I'll decide if I want to do anything else at the park today or just drive home. Probably at least do the walk bridge. I just don't know if I want to hike all the way to Vernal Falls because yeah, I'm a little bit tired. All right, so having one of these dollies with the industrial wheels, super important if you want to stay at the tent cabins, because there's some walking and your luggage wheels are not going to cut it. So if you can't lift it and you're going to wheel it, get something with big wheels. That's not going to jam. All right, it's 9:05 in the morning. I have to have the keys back out by 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is take a 40-minute nap. That way I can wake up, move the last bits of stuff. So that bag's just for my weighted blanket and pillow. And then I've got Fufu Fox in my purse. And then I get the last key for my car. And then I'm gonna go check out by 10 o'clock. Change of plans, the phone's on critical power, so I'm gonna go get the spare battery from my car. Hopefully it's in there and I can find it, and then come back and take a 25-minute nap because I gotta run to my car one more time. All right, spare battery secured. It's charging my phone now, so back to short nap before checkout. Well, the nap was a bit of a bust. There was like a whole family getting ready in the next tent / in front of my tent cabin, so it couldn't sleep. That's okay though. So the room's pretty much packed up. That's returned most of it to the way it was. So now I just gotta pack up my sleeping stuff and Fufu Fox and we're off. Alright. Alright, everything is packed up. Bye, tent cabin. Alright, bye-bye Yosemite. It was great visiting you. It was lovely seeing all the fall colors. Hope to be back soon. Alright, we're making one final stop at the Yosemite Village store if there's parking, just for any last minute supplies. And by supplies I mean souvenirs. And maybe some snacks for the drive home. Despite the fact that I have a full roadie Yeti of food and soda, so I really should stop buying stuff. Alright, I'm gonna head out and start driving to the Yosemite Village store. Oh, this doesn't happen very often. That has my name. Should I get it? Wait, I don't drink shots. Never mind. Put that back. Defeat that. Well, I went to the village store and got some ice cream, emergency supplies. I also got a poster of Yosemite Valley because I thought that it represented my only hike that I did this time and this just amazing stay that I had this time. So I got a poster, I got an ice cream, and I got a bag of chips for the drive home. So, yep. Now I'm just procrastinating leaving because I don't want to leave. Oh man. So this is my major birthday vacation getaway coming to an end. Tomorrow I still have a convention to go to, so there's still, the weekend's not over, and then there's Sunday, then I have to go back to work. On the other hand, it is technically the holiday season because it's November now, so hopefully that'll help with the feelings of, well, having to get back to work, because it's like, yeah, you gotta go back to work, but it's the holidays, so it's not as depressing as in January when Christmas is over and then everything sucks for 10 months until Halloween season. So I'm gonna finish eating this ice cream and then I'll go ahead and start driving home. Alright, so now I'm finally leaving Yosemite after checking out Tunnel View, because I check it out every time I come here. I didn't stop on the way in, so I stopped on the way out. Got a couple of good photos, got away from the crowds, and now back in the car. It's time to finally leave. The problem is the key doesn't have a hole in it for me to actually put it on a chain, so I have to figure out something else to securely put this somewhere because keychain's not cutting it.